Hi everyone, welcome back to another Sew and Chat. I'm going to be working on the Open Gate Quilt projects for September. One of them is a bowl cozy and the other is a really cute fall inspired table runner. So I'm working on the bowl cozy right now. I've never put together a bowl cozy that is this style, so I was trying to get half of it done so that I could see how it comes together. Hopefully I understand the instructions properly. Monique has really good instructions, so I'm sure I'm doing fine, but it's kind of nerve-wracking doing something for the first time, especially live. So we'll get it though, I think.
And real quick, and I'll probably say this at least another time in case anyone is interested, but you may notice that we're both wearing quilt-themed shirts. I can't talk today. So both of these shirts came from Stella Vita Studios. We're not sponsored by them. We're not getting any money if they sell any shirts or anything like that. However, both of these shirts are excellent quality. Big fan. Mine says, sorry, can't quilting buy. And my wife's has a block on it, as you can see. She designs all the shirts herself. She makes them herself. She's based in America. So if you are interested in any of her shirts, there's a link in the show notes, and then I'll put a link on the video at some point for everyone to see. But they are really cool. We both enjoy ours, and I'll probably be getting another one because the quality of the shirts is really
nice. They feel really nice. I've already worn this one like 3 times, so you'll see it in upcoming videos because I really like the way it feels. The fabric is really, really nice. So yeah, they have a lot of different designs. Like my husband said, we're probably going to get more because I really like on their website the Christmas one that she has up right now. So you'll probably see us in more of them as well.
Yeah. So again, we don't get anything if she sells them. This is not a sponsorship or anything like that. We just want you to know because she's a small business in America and she makes really good stuff. And since it's quilting related, figured it was appropriate to tell you about it. So how is everyone's week going? Hopefully if you're in Louisiana, you're safe and fine. I had a call scheduled with some clients in Louisiana. Actually, man, I have a lawsuit that involves another law firm in Louisiana that I'm dealing with. But I also have a client who's in Louisiana. And everyone I spoke with today said that they were being forced to work from home because their offices were closed as a result of Francine, maybe. I don't remember what it's called.
I think it's right. I meant to reach out to Kiki, and if you're on, let us know you're good because I know she is there, and I was thinking about her earlier, and I completely forgot to reach out because I was trying to get a million things done. But I need to. So remind me when we get off to send her a message.
I will. So hopefully you're good. We got some rain, but that was it. I mean, it passed the Houston area.
Yeah, it wasn't bad at all. So I have one half of it done, and I actually really like the shape of this version. It's just 2 10-inch squares. And it's fall fabric that she sent, and she sent the batting as well. So this one's coming together really nicely.
Is that going to be for me?
You always use these. You love these. So if you've never made a bowl cozy before, one thing to keep in mind is we've never put ours in the microwave. I don't think you've ever.
I don't use the microwave, so.
Well, yeah, that's true. But we always just put whatever hot item, like the bowl or whatever, in the bowl cozy. But if you do want to put these in the microwave, make sure every component you use is 100% cotton. Monique sent the Wrap and Zap, which is supposed to be microwave safe. And then I'm using cotton fabric and cotton thread. So just keep that in mind. You don't want to like blow up your microwave or anything if you try and do that. So she had us mark from corner to corner in both directions and halfway across and stitch those lines. So that's what I have been doing.
Melissa says she needs to make some Minecraft bowl cozies. Those would be really cool.
Yeah. They make really good gifts. I know you love them.
I love
think you use them more than anyone else in the house does.
Yeah, but so I'm the unique one in my house. I would rather use a bowl than a plate. That's just because I'm messy and a bowl contains it better. And I rarely use forks. I use spoons for pretty much everything. Everyone else thinks I'm crazy, but I don't see the need to really ever use a fork unless I'm eating steak. That you sort of need, but everything else, pasta, egg salad, I use a fork. But pasta, any sort of thing that you have to cut with a fork, but you can scoop it up, I'll use a spoon instead. So that's just me.
And it's funny because Hunter's like the complete opposite. Like he's like opposed to spoons.
Yeah, he doesn't like spoons at all. Yvette says she's in Pensacola and they're going to be getting backlash from the storm. So
I don't know. Stay safe, man, because those storms have been scary this year.
Roxanne, would they be good for ice cream? So our bowl cozies, I mean, really at the end of the day, what it does is it protects your hands or whatever you set the bowl on from the heat transference. So I've used bowl cozies for soups or anything really hot, but I've used them for ice cream too, because sometimes when I'm sitting there watching something, I don't want my hand to freeze. So yeah, I've used them for that purpose and they've worked.
And I think it's just nice because it makes the bowl just easier to hold in general. Yeah. Like, I don't think you really need to use it for hot items. I think using it for anything's fine. I'm going to grab, this pencil's not working well for marking. So I'm going to get something else. Okay.
So, Debbie says she puts hers in the microwave, and apparently she's still with us. So she is not had any issues.
Yeah, I think as long as you don't use any, like, I'm going to put that down so you don't put your hand over and stab yourself.
Thank you.
I think really any, as long as nothing's polyester, I think it would be fine. Because isn't the poly, like, it'll melt really easily?
It can, yeah. And I would assume it wouldn't in a microwave. I've never tried to do that. I don't really know if I want to experiment with that either. Apparently, they're still having fires in California, according to Anti-Handmade. So, let's see what happened there.
Well, let me show you all the pattern for the table runners. I've been working on it, and it is so cute. I'm going to keep working on this, but I want to show you just in case I don't get to it too. I always work much slower on here, but I was so proud of myself and how I got this all organized out because it's like tiny little pieces. Hopefully you can see.
Yeah.
Tiny little pieces, beautiful fabric. This is actually fabric that Monique designed. What was it called? Did it say on here? I don't remember, but her fall line, it's all so pretty, but we're making these little pinwheels and they are turning out perfect from her pattern. Like, I don't always get really perfect little points, but look at those.
Oh, those are really good.
Yeah. The pattern is really, really good. But here is how it turns out. It's so cute. I need to get it done so it can actually go on the table during fall. But hopefully I can show you some of those pinwheels coming together because they come together really nice how she has the pattern design.
Melissa asks if she does a Christmas box. She does, right?
Monique? Yeah. She does a 12 days of quilting box. It probably is going to be released soon. I have not decided if I'm going to sign up for any Advent boxes this year. I know I'm not doing Jenny's. I didn't sign up for that one. I've done it 3 or 4 years.
You've done it a lot.
In a row. So I feel like a lot of the stuff I've got from there I've got before or have. The value's definitely really there with the box. And it's a lot of fun having the 25 gifts to open. Just I've found that I've not really done any of the projects. And I haven't used a lot of the items. So for me, it just hasn't been worth it the last few times, but it's a lot of fun still. I know I'm going to watch because I'm pretty sure Chris from Sew the Distance is doing the box this year. I know I'm going to watch and I'm going to be like, I should have got it because that looks like a lot of fun. That always happens. But it's really hard because it's a lot of filming, 25 videos to film. And we love Christmas, all of us. And I feel like I miss out on doing stuff because I'm filming and editing. And I just want to be able to focus on spending Christmas with my family this year. Because the kids are going to be gone soon. It's coming up fast. I'm like, we need to take advantage of spending time with them while we can.
And when they want to, spend time
Actually
with us.
spend time with us.
Yeah.
Or when they have time to.
Well, that's
so busy themselves.
Yeah. Which leads me to our first question of the night. I'm very curious. My wife does not know what these questions are. I just made them up. So here we go. Would you rather be required to quilt 20 hours every week or only be allowed to quilt 2 hours per week?
Required or allowed?
Yeah. So you get 20 hours you have to do no matter what, or you can only do 2 hours per week.
I couldn't do 2 hours, so I'd have to be required. That's tough though, because when you're required, it makes it not as fun anymore. I think I quilt way more than 20 a week anyway, but nobody's forcing me.
Right. Yeah, that's where it gets different. It's like there's a lot of things I like to do, but if you force me to do them, I think maybe for the first month it'd be great, and then it's like, look, I don't want to do this anymore. So
I think it would have to be the 20. I don't know what I could what I would do if I couldn't.
Everyone so far has said 20, so they're on board with you. Zaza says 20, but she'd object to both. I get that. Yeah, I don't like it when people tell me what I can and cannot do.
Yeah, it's almost like you want to just go against it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. Yeah, almost everybody is 20.
Yeah, it's my time to kind of unwind and not have to think about all the craziness going on, and it'd be really hard. I mean, I guess I could just read. I love to read too. I don't know, but I think I'd want to be able to work on my projects. I mean, I have so many in progress. I don't know, if I could not get them done.
Yeah, a lot of people saying that they don't want to be forced, but they want to quilt more than 2 hours.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Maybe I should have messed with the numbers to make it a little bit more close, but then it doesn't get fun.
Yeah,
if it's like 10 and 30, it's like, well,
10 could probably be enough, especially if you have a lot of stuff. I mean, some people may not even have 10 hours in a week to quilt anyway because they're so busy with other stuff. So
yeah, I mean that's Aunt Auntie Handmade says 2 hours, but she also knits and sews and does other things.
Yeah, so you have other. I know, that's what I started thinking. I was like, man, maybe I'd get more of my books read if I didn't quilt all day. I have so many books that I want to get to. These have such a nice shape. I think I'm curious to see how you will like these. I think together.
The base is a nice size. Like that'll fit most of my bowls, but I really love this fabric. Yeah. I mean, I love fall, which we talked about last week, but
yeah, that's what Monique designed, this fabric. It's really pretty.
She designed the fabric?
Yeah, it's her line.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, Lorelai chose these two from the 3 fabrics she sent. She chose these 2 to go together.
Oh, good for her.
Let me go grab the other one so you can see it, but you might be sad that she chose those other ones instead of this one.
Well, bowl cozies are bowl cozies.
Yeah, you're just gonna get soup on it anyway.
Well, especially coming up. This is okay.
Yeah, she liked the leaves in this one. So I'm gonna line these up right sides together and sew around the edge. I need to leave an opening to flip though. I'm not a huge fan of orange. It's not your color.
I like some oranges, but these are like very sort of pale. So not my flavor of orange, if you will.
wonder where I should leave it to open.
Debt-free Quilter says the fabric line is Hello Autumn.
Thank you. I was looking on here to see if she said, I know it was on her paperwork that she sent, but I could not remember it at all. So pin them right sides together. I did those. I do just stitch around the edge. So I just need to line it up and leave somewhere to flip.
I'm surprised you read the instructions. Usually you just go for it.
Yeah. But I'm like really apprehensive that I'm going to mess this up because I've never sewn one this way, like
with that shape
before. Yeah. I've always done I think it's the Gypsy Quilter has a pattern that I always use, and I have templates for it where I cut the fabric out and all that. So
I think we may have asked this a couple. I had to have been a couple months ago, but where is everyone with their holiday shopping? Several years ago, I don't remember how long, we got everything done in like September, and it was like the greatest feeling ever. And then we let it go. But we've started. We've got our son's big gift ordered. It should be delivered soon. I've already got all my wife's gifts sorted, so that's nice.
I've done nothing.
Yeah, she's done nothing yet, but like she has a list of
lists.
everything that she needs, or needs, but everything she can get. We're really just waiting on our daughter to give us what she wants so that we can start doing that. But I think we'll be done pretty soon once our daughter tells us what she wants.
She told me she was going to get it to us today, but I think she's
been telling me that for like a week now. So.
Trying to decide this best spot to leave this open to turn. I don't know.
What did the instructions say?
I looked and I didn't see if it said anywhere specific. It just said to leave a 3-inch opening. But I'm really nervous I'm thinking through here would make the most sense. What do you think?
I think you should go with your gut. I don't know. Let's poll the audience. I think you should just go for it. I mean, what's the worst that can happen?
John L said Christmas gifts. Are you serious?
Ooh, I like it. Debt-free Quilter. If Lo doesn't have her list in by Sunday, she gets coal. My wife did find one year. I'm sure you've all seen it. But it was like a little container of coal, but it was a bubble gum, or was it chocolate or something? I don't remember. But it was really cool. I enjoyed that.
I don't know why I'm nervous about where to start. It's not really that big of a deal.
I know. It's like, what are you freaking out about? Cheryl says you should leave the gap between a point and a valley. Here we go, everyone. Let's see if she made the right decision. No pressure, baby.
I'm just like, I need to get this done because I really wanted to work on the pinwheels and show them coming together. And I'm like really concerned about this for no reason.
You just got to go for it. Joan said in capital letters, no, leave it between the points. Andrea says that in their family, everything has to be homemade.
That's really cool.
I love that. I don't have time for that. That's amazing. And maybe one day when I don't have as much going on, I would totally do that.
We, one year we made, you made Lorelai like this huge dollhouse for American Girl dolls, and I made a bunch of the furniture for it. I need to see if I can find photos of it.
I know, I don't,
because we don't have it anymore, but like, he even built like a couch for it, and
I built
like
it was a couch, a dining table, dining chairs, a fridge, an oven.
The oven was really cool because I found like these different things to glue onto the top of it where it looked like it had the like grates on top of it, and we found stuff to put knobs on it. Like it looked really good.
Yeah, and to me, it was almost an 8-foot tall dollhouse. and it had 9 different rooms. It had a bathroom, a kitchen, a bedroom, a reading room, like a loft area. I wish we had pictures because then I can remember everything that was in it.
I have them somewhere. But we went to a carpet store to see if they would get us like scrap piece of carpet, which they gave to us. And then we got some other stuff, flooring.
We got some like linoleum tile for the kitchen and bathroom. Each of the rooms, I believe, was painted a different color.
Yeah.
The outside was all painted pink.
It was really, really cool. She had it for a really long time. But one thing we did not think through was at that house, her room was upstairs. And the stairs were really narrow. So you ended up having to take the roof off to get it upstairs, and then you put it back on. Yeah,
so I built it all in the shop, and then trying to get it up the stairs, it didn't. We could get it up to her room, but this was in Michigan, where a lot of the door entries are like 6 feet or 6 feet 8 inches. So they're the smaller door entries. And this thing was 8 feet tall. So there was legit, because of the way the stairs were set up.
Yeah, you couldn't maneuver.
There was no way to, because it was really wide too. It was 3 feet by 8 feet or something like that. So I ended up having to, on the stairs, take the roof off and then reassemble it in her room. But it was incredible. It had to have been a couple 100 pounds just because of I use solid wood. And so when we moved, it's like, look, and luckily she was old enough at that point where she didn't use it all that often. But yeah, it was not something that was going to move because, I mean, I basically had to disassemble it to get it out of her room. And at that point, moving from Michigan to Texas would have been... It probably would have survived because I built it really well, but it just wouldn't have been sensible. So he also built them loft beds there, and Hunter's was really cool because he made it look like a fire truck. Yeah, Hunter had a fire truck loft bed. Lorelai's looked like a little house. Like it was like a cottage house, like a doll. It basically was a dollhouse, but it was also a loft bed. So. They loved it because they could sleep. I mean, as a kid, you love, climbing up a ladder and sleeping, at the top of your room or whatever. But they had a bunch of room under their beds that they could play in. Yeah. They really liked. It's not heated up yet to press it. Those were difficult. They took forever just because, again, they were made out of solid wood. They were large. We painted them, so Hunter's had red, black, gold, white. It had lights on it and everything. So it was fun to make, though. Yeah, they had so much fun too because they picked out the paint and helped with all that kind of stuff. It was funny though because when we were spraying Hunter's bed or paint, did we paint it or spray paint it? I think we painted it. Yeah, but we had all these drop cloths all over the front driveway and had the stuff laid out, and it looked like a crime scene because there was blotches of red everywhere. Yeah. The debt-free quilter says she's never been a fan of sleeping on the same level as a ceiling fan. Yeah, so that was interesting. I think in Lorelai's room, I didn't think about the fact that there were ceiling fans in their rooms. Luckily, in Hunter's, it didn't matter, but there was only one corner that we could put her bed in because otherwise it would have interfered with the ceiling fan. Luckily, it ended up that it wasn't an issue, but if I had made the bed, I guess if they had different sized mattresses, it would have been a problem for her because the ceiling fan would have been in the way of the bed. Yeah. But we got lucky on that one. Let's do question number 2. So this is going to be a weird one because it just is. What is your favorite article of clothing? And I mean it a very specific, the jeans that I got when I was in college that I always wear, something like that. And this came up because my wife, she washed all her clothes, and typically they go on our bed and then we put them away. And as I was putting stuff away, I found an article of clothing that is my favorite article of clothing. Or it's my second favorite article of clothing. And then it got me to thinking, where is my favorite article of clothing? And I can't find it. I know it's around here somewhere, and it's probably in a drawer that I forgot I put it in. But I have a pair of, I had to have gotten them, I don't know, 10 years ago. But it's a pair of sweatpants that just fit perfectly, and they fit perfect. It's like the Sisterhood of the Traveling pants. Because like I'm not the same size I was 10 years ago, but they still fit perfectly, and I love them. I don't know where they are, but I love them. So that is my favorite article of clothing. They're the blue pair of sweatpants that have a drawstring. They're amazing.
I do not have any favorite clothes. I can't think of anything.
I feel like that's not true. I'm trying to think.
I'll validate your feelings, but I can't think of anything. I wear clothes to death because I hate shopping.
Yeah, no, that's why I totally thought you would have one, because you're like, oh, well, you really like your Dollywood shirt. You wear that one a lot. I don't know if that's just because it's clean and you can put it on, because it's one of the first things you grab, or what. But you wear that one a lot. Trying to think.
Yeah, I don't have any. Not that I can think of. So I put my zipper foot on here because it's about 1/8 of an inch to go around to top stitch around the full cozy. So I've pressed all the way around it, and I turned the seams in where I left it open to turn. So I'm just going to stitch around. I put the stitch length up to about 3. I probably really don't need to, because all the quilting I did was at a lower stitch length because I didn't think about it.
Let's see. Hey, guess who, Nancy? I just saw that she said hi, so I'm responding to that. Judy has a flannel t-shirt or flannel shirt that was her dad's. G&T Creations has bee overalls she made this year.
Oh, that's cute.
My wife loves bee patterned stuff.
Yeah.
Guess who, Nancy says her sleeping shirts. That's probably like for you, because you wear those all the time.
Honestly, anything for me, it would have to be anything that is like cozy.
The debt-free quilter says she has several hoodies, but she has one that says the key to happiness: avoid people. I need that, because that is absolutely correct. Hello from Australia. Or, well, we're in Texas. You're in Australia, Christine, so welcome. A purple robe for Charlotte. Andrea has a t-shirt that says fishing is a dirty job, but someone has to do it. Zaza said she had a dressing gown robe that was perfect in every way, but she's never been able to find another one.
Oh,
I hate when that happens. It's just one of those things where you get something. For me, it's mostly with shoes, because I've probably said this before. I have an unusual size foot, and so it's difficult to find shoes that fit properly. And apparently my feet have gotten bigger, because when I went to the store to get new shoes, the size that I normally wear was too tight. Where they were too short. The width was fine, but they were too short. But maybe they're either making shoes shorter now or whatever. But when you find a pair of shoes that you really love, like a pair of running, walking, jogging, dress, whatever, and they don't make them anymore, it's a tragedy, because I don't go into court as much as I used to, because I pick and choose my clients so that I don't have to go to court, because I don't like it. So I don't wear dress shoes as much, but there's one pair of dress shoes that I have that if they ever wear out, I don't know what I'm going to do, because they don't make them anymore. And you always have a hard time with running shoes, because you'll find a pair you like.
They'll change them just slightly. And it's like, why did you do that? Like, just make the same line, whatever name they call it, make it the same every single time. I don't know why they think they have to improve something on them. Just leave them alone.
Yeah, I don't know either.
It's not really like the shape of it. I mean, we'd have to put a bowl in and actually try it, but this was a lot easier than the other pattern that I
can tell you that it'll fit a bowl, and it'll be fine. Like the bowls that we have downstairs. This will be
Yeah.
fun. This will be even good for some of the salad bowls. Not that you need it for a salad bowl, but I just love these things. I'd put a salad bowl in it.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
That was pretty easy to put together too after I got over where to leave an opening.
Definitely
never
Quilter
put
Fizz. It's
two-
glorious.
I've never put 2 layers of batting in mine either. All of ours have been one.
Yeah, it did
So,
seem a little thicker.
yeah, that might be nice when you have something really hot that goes in it. But
Yeah, I mean, I like the fluffiness feel of it, but like the ones that you've made that only have like the one
yeah,
layer, they're more than enough to prevent any sort of scalding or anything like that.
So I think if you didn't want to like use up 2 pieces, if you're making a lot of them for gifts or something, or for if you do what are they called, like a market, I don't think you would need to.
Brenda says that she made a bowl cozy for all the women in her sewing group.
Oh, I bet they loved them. I like using them too. I have one up here somewhere where I throw clips in it to to have something to store stuff like that in. So they work well for other stuff too. You know if Laura got to practice? I guess last time.
Yeah, she's not going to get there yet. Is she? Do you know if she's picking up?
Yeah, she's picking up.
Yeah, they're not going to get there yet. Then. Auntie Han Maid said that she got a leg brace and had to get new shoes to accommodate it, and it was a pain. Yeah, shoes are always a pain. It's just so hard to find. Because I had a pair of shoes that, like, just sort of everyday shoes that I loved, and then they changed. So it went from like model. It was, I don't remember what they're called now.
Yeah.
The Clifton, I think. So it's like the Clifton 4 or 5. And then when they went to 6, like they changed the shoe and it didn't fit for me anymore. And then I switched to a different brand that I found a shoe I really liked and had those forever. And then they changed and I don't really like them anymore because they don't fit properly. So I went back to find some other shoes. And then I went back to the Clifton 9, I think they're on now. And that one fits fine. Just albeit I had to get a bigger size. But yeah, they're fine now. So hopefully, they'll stay that way for a couple of years and I won't have to change it.
So I'm going to start on the pinwheels for this pattern. And if you receive this box, you're just going to take one of the little rectangles and sew it right side together on one of the squares.
Vicky says her favorite thing is her Creed t-shirt. I remember Creed was like huge in, was it mid to late 90s? I remember, I don't like karaoke, but every time that I would go out to karaoke with my friends, we would always just sing a Creed song because I don't get me wrong, I like Creed, but Scott Stapp has a very monotone voice. Like he can go up 2 notes and down 2 notes, and that's about it, which is fine because he does it very well. But it worked really well for us. None of us can sing, and so just being able to hum the same sort of melody the whole time was great.
So I'm not chain piecing these because I don't want to sew over. I don't want to waste thread sewing over this part of the rectangle for no reason. So I'm just cutting the thread and starting over each time. I saw Donnell in the chat say that she would make the bowl cozies to sell at craft shows and that they were a huge hit. So just in case you're not familiar with Donnell's channel, she has a channel on YouTube as well. And just a little bit ago today, I think at 5, she was live and her guest was really, really interesting. I had not seen his channel before. It sounded like he just started. I was cooking when she was on. I was listening mostly. But he has he said he stopped counting the sewing machines he's collecting at around 300.
Holy moly.
I think he said he had 300 and something. So if you didn't watch her live, you should go back and watch it when you get a chance, because I thought it was really interesting hearing him talk about his collection of sewing machines.
That is crazy. Creed apparently just got back together. I did not know that. I know after Creed broke up, I think a couple of them formed a new band called Alter Bridge, I believe. And they put out a couple albums. And then I think Scott Stapp did some single stuff. And then now apparently they're back together. So Zaza said that it was a brilliant life.
Yeah, it was really fun. I think his channel was called My So-Called Life. Do you remember that? You didn't watch TV shows. No. But it was a channel called that, but it was like his was My So SEW called Life. So I thought that was clever too. I'm pretty sure that was his channel. Or I'm just making stuff up.
Well, then Al can tell us.
So these little double pinwheels, this probably isn't the best one to show. Like there's like a little smaller section here and then 2 prints there. So she has this piece like this. I've never seen this method for bringing like a pinwheel like this together, but it was just brilliant. And this came together really, really nicely. I have these triangles here and you'll just put them right side together in the corner and sew across to get your half square triangle pinwheel here.
So you have 2 of them together?
It's just like the...
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, I thought you said you had 2 of them together. I was like, what the heck are you doing?
Well, like these 2 different fabrics.
Yeah. No, I get that.
To bring that pinwheel section together. I was like, I've never put one together like this before, but I thought it really came together nicely. And they line up really well.
Vicky, is there any kind of lining in the bowl cozy? Yes, it is.
It's called Wrap and Zap.
Wrap and Zap. So it's supposed to be a microwave safe material so that if you get a bowl, you put whatever you're going to microwave in it and then you put it in the bowl because you can microwave it. But you have to make sure that you're not using fabric that is polyester or that you're using thread that is polyester. It should just be all cotton.
And don't accidentally leave a pin in it. I've read on groups I'm in where somebody's accidentally done that and put it in the microwave. So just be super careful. Or just put the bowl in the cozy after.
Deborah DeLong said that she has a Green Bay Packers Sons of Lombardi shirt. I'm a Lions fan, Deborah, so while I completely respect Lombardi and the Packers, I prefer the Lions.
Surprised you don't have your hat on.
Well, I'm going to put it on. But, well, so Debt-Free Quilter is asking what about Linkin Park's new lead singer? So I know Linkin Park, which had been an all-male band, now has a female lead singer. I have not heard any of the new music, so I can't comment on how it will go. I really like the Evanescence, and they... Evanescence, I'm not sure. I know how the word is pronounced properly. I don't know how the band pronounces it. But I thought Amy Lee was great. Or is great, and that was, I think, an all-male band, but for the singer. So I think it just depends. Paramore is another one. I think it's an all-male band, but with a female singer.
It's like where all my dust is under here. Sorry.
So I'll have to listen to a song from the new Linkin Park group and find out how I feel. But it could be good. I don't know. I've just not heard anything about the music. I've heard about her, but just not the music.
So I'm going to trim off the excess here, and don't get mad at me. I'm not keeping these little tiny little scraps. So
I thought you were like saving them so that you could do.
I don't know what you would do with these.
I don't know.
What would you do with these little babies? And they're like an odd size.
I mean, triangles are my favorite shape, so I don't know.
I'll let you have them. You could make something with them.
Thank you. Yes, Amy Lee is amazing, says No. She is. Her voice is something else. I don't remember what it's called, but there was a show, man, maybe it was on MTV, but they would do like 3 musicians an episode, and it's sort of like Where Are They Now? So it would be, they'd go to like, Amy Lee was in one of them, and it was, I don't know, 5 years ago, and they just met up with her and talked to her, and it was really just more about getting to know the artists. And that was a really cool show. They had a bunch of cool people on there that I hadn't heard from in years. And I wish I could remember the name of the show, but it was a really cool watch to get to know some of those people.
So I'm going to press these, and then I'm going to trim them down to size per her pattern.
Press away, baby, press away. Hello, Joanna. Welcome to the show. For all of those who joined after I made the announcement, both my wife and I are wearing quilting related shirts, and they're from Stella Vita Studios.
I put the link to her site in our description.
So we don't have a code or anything like that, but we really like the shirts. I think they're very well made. They're very reasonably priced as well. So like if you just need a good t-shirt, you might as well get one that has some quilt stuff on it. Because the mine is really
They're
soft.
They're really
My
soft.
wife's is made, it's a different type of shirt, and on her website it'll give you an idea of what type of shirt it is because it has different sizing and such. Her shirt is honestly, I want to get one like that because it's a really nice material. I'm like, I could wear that in the shop all day long.
I think what's nice too about this one is it's like, if you are like me and if you have a shirt that you like and you wear it like over and over, like I've said, I've already worn this shirt 3 times now. Like I forgot that we were supposed to wear them for this live because we talked about it, how much we liked them. So I wore it on Monday and I had to wash again. I've washed it probably 3 times so far now. And it is holding up really well. It's like a nice thick material. It's not really thin where you feel like after a few washes it's going to be wore out. Like it's really good quality. His is lighter, but it's really soft. It's kind of like a more of a stretchy. Like if you like if you like your shirt to have a little give to it, then that type would be really nice.
Yeah, and like this is the type of shirt that I would sleep in because it is so soft.
Lightweight. Yeah, it's lightweight.
And it's really nice. So again, we're not sponsored. We don't get anything for telling you about this. Some of you may know, everything that we sell is made in America. We make it ourselves. All of our vendors are based in America. So, and as small business owners, we enjoy helping out other small businesses in any way we can. So that's what this is about. She's a small business. She designs everything herself. She makes it herself. She's based in the U.S. She's been great to talk with. So to the extent that you need a new shirt or you want to get a cool gift for someone, I think these are really nice. And she's got 20, 30 different patterns, lots of colors. So I would recommend it if you're in the market for something like that. And that leads us to my favorite question of the night.
Oh, no.
Would you rather go to the Titanic on a submarine?
What?
Or
we
skydive?
all know what happened.
Or skydive.
You know I don't want to skydive.
But the catch is you are guaranteed to survive without any injury. So
either?
Yeah, I don't. So
okay.
You either have to choose going submarine to the Titanic, so you're going, 10,000 feet under the ocean in a tiny little capsule where you get to see out through a camera. I feel like it's
too soon to be talking about that.
Or you skydive, but you survive no matter what.
Ugh. I couldn't do either because being underwater, I would feel like very claustrophobic. I saw the inside of that. Like they had video of them inside there, and that's just too small. I'd probably have to skydive because it'd be over really quick. Like it's not like,
it wouldn't.
What?
Most okay, we're not talking about military skydive. We're talking you're gonna go on a plane. You're going to jump out at 10,000 feet, and they're going to pull the cord at 8,000. It's going to take you 20 minutes to get down.
It takes that long? It seems like it... Yeah,
civilians
but doesn't it take like hours to get down to the Titanic?
I honestly
20
don't
minutes
know.
Is still faster than that.
Yeah, you just have to be up there staring down at the ground. 8,000 feet in the air.
You just want
getting
me to
pushed around
tonight. You want me to have nightmares? So... Now I'm feeling like I have this setup wrong because I'm all frazzled. I'm checking. So with Monique's pressing information, this part is really nice because when you put these right sides together, you can kind of feel them lock into place where the seams are to make sure it's lined up really nice to get nice points. I'd probably have to skydive just because it would be, even though it's 20 minutes or whatever you said, it's still quicker than, I'm pretty sure they said it would take hours to get down to the Titanic. And then,
I don't know.
Then you go around and look at it and then come back up. I don't think I could do that.
Yeah, I don't. So I think that the
You've been in a submarine, right?
I've been in a submarine and I've jumped. I can't tell you. I've skydived over 100 times for sure.
Did you? I mean, you were in a big submarine, not like one of those little.
You
ones.
still know that you're in a submarine, and it's still not fun, but it wasn't bad.
Like, I honestly don't even think I could go on a cruise ship because I don't think I could handle knowing that I'm underwater. Like, I'd have to be in a cabin where you could see
Oh,
it,
you mean
a
like
fancy,
if you
like,
wouldn't want one
upper
of
cabin where you
see
it. Like, I don't think I could know that I'm underwater. I have a lot of issues, apparently.
So Donnell says Titanic hands down. I will say this. I know like the Seagate, the one that imploded, those are not the most efficient. I think if you go on an actual scientific one, I don't think they take hours to get down there because they're better built and they're not controlled by a PlayStation
clearly
joystick.
those were not very well built.
So Donnell's Titanic. Oh, I'd be Titanic. I've jumped out of so many planes that like it's not. I enjoy it. I love it, but I've never been to the Titanic. So
Donna, this is a hypothetical. There is no way I would ever skydive or bungee jump. Oh my gosh. So I was watching, remember, I was like hyperventilating the other night because I was like flipping through TikTok or Instagram Reels, and I came across this thing where these people were going through caves, but like where they were like squeezed in, going underwater and then coming out like this other. I was like, look at this. I was like, this is insane. I can't even watch stuff like that.
So I'd say it's pretty evenly split. Donna see it. Mitzi says there's a Titanic exhibition in Atlanta right now.
I went to one years and years ago. I don't know how the one that if you went to it, how it was set up, but this one, like you could see all these artifacts from it that they had brought up, like different 2-size things of like the things on the top that the smoke came out of, different stuff. But when we went into the one that I went to, this was years and years ago. I think I was like just started college, went with a bunch of friends. They give you this envelope at the beginning. And when you get to the end, you find out if you died on a wall. I was like, no. I mean, I know this isn't supposed to be a fun thing because you know this thing sunk in most, but I was like, that is like awful. But they had like a big piece of ice there that you could put your hand on to see like how cold it was supposed to be and everything. And I'm like, well, this went from being kind of cool seeing these hairbrushes that were there that they got from the bottom and plates and all this stuff. And then you're like, oh, I was on the lower decks.
Mitzi said it's an art exhibit. Interesting.
So I don't think that was the same one then.
No, so I think I told the story, but I guess it was it end of July, middle of July? I don't remember now. But my daughter and I were on a college recruiting visit, and we ended up getting delayed in North Carolina. So we rented a car and drove to Atlanta and stayed there until we could get a flight back home because we weren't going to fly out of North Carolina anytime soon. So we stayed in downtown Atlanta, and I've been to Atlanta a couple times, but it's been years. Last time I was in Atlanta prior to July would have been in 2012 when we were driving from Florida to Michigan, and we drove through Georgia. Anyway, I actually really enjoyed now we stayed at the Ritz, so that probably had something to do with it because it was a really nice hotel. But I had a really good time. I actually thought the downtown was much cleaner than I remember it being. We went to a mall because we had nothing else to do. We were just waiting for a plane the next day. We had some really good food. So I kind of want to go back to Atlanta and just hang out. So I don't know how long. I don't know when I have time to do it. I have a trial that starts next week. It should be done next week as well. But
So if I don't set up a live, that's because he's not back.
Yeah, I should be back before the next live, but you never know with courts and how stuff goes. But yeah, actually, like I said, I had a really good time while we were there, which says a lot because my daughter and I were both in just horrible moods because we had not slept. We had stayed overnight at the airport because they said they could get us on a flight, and then they couldn't, and then we had to rent a car and drive 5 hours to get to Atlanta, and then it was just. But yeah, we had a great time. So the fact that we were able to have a decent time there is indicative of how nice it was when we were there. So let's see.
Was her?
Yeah, she's at soccer.
Oh, okay, I was worried that it was canceled because of the rain from earlier.
Oh, no. So I think we ended up with more skydiving than submarines, which I think is somewhat surprising. But Saza, I can't remember. You're in. Well, I don't want to say if you don't want anyone to know, but you're somewhere in the UK, I believe. My son.
Oh yeah.
For his, so we take the kids on trips for their birthdays because that seems fun. I'm the sort of person where I'd rather have an experience than get something fun.
And we go all out for Christmas.
Yeah, we do.
So like it's like, what more do they need? And they work now, so like they usually buy stuff they want a lot during the year too.
Well, that's a pretty one.
Yeah.
So he really wants to go to Norway, so we're gonna go to Norway for his 16th birthday. So we have a direct flight to, well, we have a flight to Helsinki. Yeah, I don't understand. There are no direct flights from the U.S. to anywhere in Norway. We have to make sense. We have to fly to Helsinki, which is 3 countries over, and then fly back. Whatever. So the plan right now is that we're going to stay in Norway the entire time we're there. But I'm trying to convince him, because he's never been to Europe, to, let's go to Poland or let's go to Croatia. There's some really fun places that I love in Europe. And while Norway is fine, it'd be kind of fun to go to 3 or 4 countries. So I don't know where we're going specifically yet. I know we'll be in Norway for sure, but I believe you're somewhere in the UK, so that wouldn't be near Norway.
She may have been though. She may have been there before though.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. Are we flying SAS? I don't know what SAS means. If you're talking about Secret Air Service, I know some of those guys, but no, I'm not flying British military. No, it is. I'm a platinum whatever member with American Airlines, so I just booked it through them. I think it's through Finnair or Finnish Air or something like that. But we book through American, and American has code share partners with whomever. But I think it's Finnair, maybe. So yeah, but it'll be fun. I'm looking forward to it. I bought him an app I like Pimsleur. I think it's a great way to learn languages. So I bought him the one for Norwegian. So he should be starting that. What I didn't know is apparently Norwegian is one of the easiest language for native English speakers to learn because the sentence structure is the same. The verb conjugation is very similar, and a lot of the words are cognate, so they're very similar. So obviously it's 6 or 7 months from now, so I'm not sure that we're going to be fluent, but
I know enough to get by though.
Everywhere I've been in Europe, when I speak their language, they just tell me to speak English because they enjoy speaking English more than they enjoy speaking their language.
Well, I think a lot of places too, they just respect if you've tried to learn some words to, get by. I think it shows a sense of respect.
Yeah, I just if you go to Denmark and you try to speak Danish, they prefer to speak English because they don't get to do it all that frequently. So I think it's
good for them learning.
Yeah, I think it's more fun. Just like if someone that was German came to America and wanted to speak English, let's talk German because I don't ever get a chance to do it. I think it's sort of that sort of thing. So, which is fine. We'll be fine. We'll be able to get along. Not worried about that. But so.
Yeah, I know he's really excited.
Yeah, there's apparently some sort of train ride that's supposed to be one of the most beautiful train rides in the world. So we're definitely going to do that. I think it's along the west coast of Norway.
And see if you can find some quilt shots to look at. Y'all have fun doing that.
Yeah.
You wouldn't mind, but he would be like, no.
So
I think you could probably get him to go into one to be like, we need to bring something back, but I don't think if there were a bunch that he would be too excited about that.
oh, thank you, baby. So yeah, it'll be interesting. So if any of you are in Norway, I don't know that we do. I don't think we've made a sail to Norway yet. We've got a lot of European stuff, but never Norway.
Yeah, Zaza said that they all speak excellent English. If you try, they will appreciate it.
Yeah. G&T Creations, the whole family going? No. So typically for the birthdays, we split up so that our kids are a year apart. And when they were younger, it was fine. But now they're teenagers. And so they have very different interests. And so when we do their birthdays, it makes more sense to do them separately, because if we were to go all to Norway, my daughter would hate doing the things that my son wants to do. And as parents, we would feel bad forcing her to do it. And then we'd want to do something for her. And then it just gets complicated.
And I think it's really important for us to each get to spend like a whole bunch of time with each of them too. I mean, you've got to go on a lot of trips with her to soccer stuff. And so y'all two going together, I think it just makes for a really good bonding experience.
Yeah, I mean, my daughter and I basically spent all summer traveling across the U.S. getting recruited by colleges. So we were, we were literally flying at least to one or two different destinations every week between June and August. So she and I were spending a lot of quality time together. So my wife got to spend a lot of time with our son. And now that we're back to college, soccer has started. And so they don't do a lot of recruiting during the season. It'll pick back up in November. But yeah, so it'll be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
And I took her to Salem for her birthday. So
yep. And I think she's going to go to New York for her next birthday. She really wants to go to New York City and go shopping. And
well, she also wants to see a play and go to some of the museums. So
when did they take down the tree at Rockefeller Center? Because I know she really wants to see that. I don't think it'll still be up by her birthday, though.
I have no idea. Have to find Mike. Is he in today?
I haven't seen him yet. Does anyone know? So does anyone know when the tree at Rockefeller Center gets taken down? Because you could always go a little bit early.
Like they stay up until New Year, but
but I just don't know.
Yeah, but her birthday's at the end.
Yeah. So, yeah. So that's what we've got going on. Auntie Hanmaid says her dad spoke 7 or 8 languages, but did teach really them. Cool. Or didn't teach them, but she did pick up the bad words. That's always good. Debt-free Quilter's grandparents, or one of her great grandparents, was from Poland. Our daughter's best friend, her family is, well, her immediate family is not from Poland, but I think grandparents are from Poland.
Yeah.
So they're huge fans of like Poland Olympic sports, World Cup teams, and such.
So
Auntie Hanmaid says January 13th. You guys could go before then.
Yeah.
Because our daughter's birthday's at the end of January, so yeah, you can make that work. It would still work. Hey Joyce, how are you? She said she's been lurking. Poland is it's beautiful. Croatia's I really think Croatia is a beautiful country that doesn't get enough credit for how pretty it is. Poland is gorgeous. Some really nice places in Hungary. Switzerland is beautiful. But there's some places in Croatia that I really like.
This is going to sound super weird, but one of our favorite waiters who we talk to all the time invited us to go with him. Where was it to?
He lives in Albania.
Yeah. I thought that was
So he's not just a waiter, like
Oh.
we're friends with him.
well, I didn't mean it to. I mean, that's why I said it.
Yeah.
But that's how we met him.
Yeah, we met him at a restaurant that he was a waiter at, and
He's such a good guy. So interesting to talk to because he's.
yeah. So I've been to Albania. My wife hasn't. It's a very interesting country, very interesting sort of socio-political past. But it is gorgeous.
Yeah.
Some parts, not all of it, but it is a gorgeous country.
Yeah, he really wants us to go with him so he can show us around to like all his favorite places. I'm like, that'd be really cool if we could go someday because since he grew up there, like seeing it through his eyes, like what he thinks would be important to see.
Yeah. So yeah, we may. I don't know. I would like to. I just problem is finding the time is the biggest issue. But Zaza says she's yet to be to a European country that she has not liked. I'm trying to think. I think that's generally true. I think there's some really interesting things. The first time I've been to some of these countries, there were things that were very surprising to me. And I think part of it is that whether you're an American or not, I think you romanticize other cultures to some extent. Maybe not cultures, maybe other countries is probably the better way to do it. The first time I went to Hawaii, I was underwhelmed only because my expectations were so high. And it was like, it was really good. But I sort of expected it to be a 13 out of 10. And it was like a 9 out of 10. But it's still sort of a letdown. But it's really interesting to see how cultures and other places are in existence. Spain, I guess maybe the best example for me is there are some parts of Spain that are some of the most beautiful places I've been. There are other places, like some of the major cities, where it's dirty. It's just
that's the same here, though. Some places.
Yeah, I know, but it's just you think about European countries, like, oh, it's going to be so great. It's going to be walkable. The people are going to be great, and it's like parts of Spain are just it's hard to breathe. They're garbage everywhere. It's dirty, and I don't mean to pick on Spain because I think there's some places that are gorgeous, but it was just such a shock to me because that was one of the first places I went, and I expected it to be amazing, and it really just
can always
wasn't.
be different too. It may be different now from when you went because things like that can change so fast.
Yeah, I doubt it changes because the places I'm thinking of are more populated now than they were when I was 15.
I don't know. I haven't been anywhere out of country aside from Canada. I don't know. Like the idea for me of traveling all over just seems like such a good idea. But I am horrible on planes. I do my best. Because I get anxiety over so many different things. Like, it's hard for me to drive. I do pretty well around here because I'm so used to the different places I drive that it doesn't really get to me that much unless I'm going somewhere I've never been before. Flying's the same way. But I really try hard not to pass that on to, like, my kids and stuff. So, like, I'm on the plane just trying not to pass out and not look terrified. And I don't think, like, Lorelai, I've traveled with her the most, doesn't seem to have that issue. So I think either she doesn't pay attention to me being freaked out or I do a good enough job. I just don't know if I could go on, like, an 18-hour flight.
You'll be fine, Linda. I've taken 20 flights in the past couple months, and every one of them has been fine. You've got no issues. I think a lot of it too, though, is
oh, sorry, Linda.
the longer flights really aren't that bad, so long as like you just got to schedule them right? Like get a flight that's at 9 o'clock so you fall asleep immediately, and then you don't have to worry about it. So. Yeah, there's I mean, again, it's probably not fair to pick on any particular city, but yes, I think any major city in any country, be it the U.S., France, Germany, wherever,
it's just too many people.
Probably going to be yeah,
it's just too many people there.
16 hours from Albuquerque to Cedar Rapids. What the hell are you flying on, Linda? You flying on like a Cessna 172?
She probably has a layup.
That's like a 3-hour flight max. What the heck? Because my daughter was we had been contacted.
Albuquerque in a different country.
We had been contacted by a school near Cedar Rapids. I think it's in Cedar Falls, University of Northern Iowa. And we flew there for a soccer thing, and we flew from Houston. It was like a 3-hour trip, I think. So maybe add a couple hours for Albuquerque, but man, that's long.
Judy, I am the same. So I took our daughter to one of her camps in Myrtle Beach.
Myrtle Beach.
Myrtle Beach. And so I had to get a rental car first time ever doing that. Drove her around in like an area that I wasn't familiar with. Got through all of it. But I was so worried we would miss our flight because I'm like, I don't know what I would do. I don't know how to fix this if we miss it. So I was like, we need to get to the airport on time. I don't know how long it'll take to drop off this car. Like, we were sitting there for so long because I got us there so early. I was like, we have to drop off this. I was thinking it would be like this big event. No, you just pull up and you're like, here's the car back. Thank you for letting me use this. That was it. And then went inside. Like, I guess I was envisioning, because I've never paid attention, like, when you've rented a car before, like what we did. I'm just like there. I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm gathering bags and kids and stuff. And I was like envisioning they're going to like walk around it, take photos, see if I dinged them. But they're just like, basically, thanks. It's like, okay, that's it.
Yeah. Zaza says she prefers Paris in the winter. I prefer everywhere better in the winter.
Yeah, I don't like the heat. I don't like the heat at all.
No. Yeah, I think it's interesting when you travel. I think one of the things that I have found to be the most enjoyable and enriching when I've traveled is to try to find someone that is either a friend of mine or is a friend of a friend of a friend who is from wherever I'm going and saying, hey, where should I go? Because everyone, as you go to Paris, if you go to France, you go to Paris, right? But finding those like weird, maybe not weird, but smaller villages that are lesser known, that are off the beaten path, you can find some really cool experiences, meet some really fun people, because they're not used to tourists and they typically are very nice. So, if I were going to go plan and make a long European trip, I would spend a day in each major city, but then I would spend the vast majority of my time doing things in the boonies where people don't typically go, because I think you can find some things there that you would never have expected. And that to me is the most fun.
Hey, Christina.
Why is she showing up so late? What are you doing, Christina? Support your friend.
I'll tell you, I'll have to tell you after, but she had an experience at work.
Don't we all? So,
this was so cute. So I'll have to show you all. It's a lot of sewing for the little pinwheels. So
I'm going to put it up on my camera because I'm closer.
So I'll have to show you all it all finished up later. I'll post pictures on the community board and on the Facebook group. But it's so cute. I'm excited to get it finished.
Linda says it's far cheaper to stay in smaller towns too when you're traveling, so you're not paying the big city rates, which is generally true.
Christina said it's been a long day.
Oh, yeah.
Now you're going to start everyone yawning.
Well, I got witness prep in the morning. So.
Well, thanks for hanging out with us. I'm glad we were able to get on. Oh, I apologize for last week. That was my fault with the holiday weekend. He asked if I had set up the live on Wednesday, and I was like, no, because it's tomorrow. And he's like, it is Wednesday. I was a day behind.
I had some stuff that I needed to get out the door for work. And once I finished, we ate dinner, and it was like 6:40. And I was like, I was trying to chomp down my food as quickly as possible.
I was like, why is he going so fast eating? Yeah. And he kept fast forwarding through the show we were watching with the kids. Yeah,
I was like, because I need to shower, I need to brush my hair, and I need to get ready for this live. And she looked at me and she's like, live? I was like, yeah, babe, it's Wednesday. And she's like, oops.
I was like, I didn't say that.
So I was like, okay, great. Well, I wish I would have known before I inhaled all my food, but
I felt bad.
That was funny though.
But yeah, so are you serious?
I've been my entire day was spent reading and writing, which is a very tiring day. So
I sewed.
Well,
hopefully we will see you all next week on Wednesday, unless his trial goes longer than it is expected. But yeah, thanks for joining us tonight. I will be sure to post pictures of the pinwheel table runner once I get that finished. And I will let you all know if he likes this bowl cozy better than the others.
I am going to put a bowl in it the minute we go downstairs to see. But I think it's going to be great. All right. Thank you, everyone.
Bye. See you next week, hopefully.
Oh, I have to hit it.